allowed to self-deprecate, you guys. Even yourselves.
This weekend I decided to go to a Ren fair. I feel like I should maybe talk about going to the festival and, you know, experiencing this, because we are in the middle of a pandemic still, and while a lot of us are vaccinated, quite a few of us are not. So the first things first, my friends and I came prepared. We came with masks, obviously, because masks aren't just to protect you, they are to protect the people around you. And for the most part, we really did wear our masks when there are people closer to us, like closer in proximity. I would say we were a little more looser and lax about having them off when we had like that distance between us and other comers and goers to the festival. While we had our masks on for a lot of the time, we also had them off for a lot of the time. The reason for that is because all of us are vaccinated, and also because we have proximity stuff. The fair is, of course, outside. It is a completely outdoor event. When we went into any shops, we put those masks on because the shops are obviously gonna have a little bit more congestion of people, because people are shopping and people are looking at really cool things, they're watching really cool shows, and they're just really digging into it. At the beginning of the day, there were not as many people as we had originally thought. So there was a lot more distance between us and a lot of people, but again, we did keep our masks on for the majority of the first half until we got to eat, and we all had to sit in the food court. Whoop. Walk. 6 feet apart. Whoop. Because again, it is an outdoor event, and that is, I think, how the laws or shutdowns and lockdowns here in my city is actually working. They're just like, outdoor events, if you're vaccinated, you're fine. Go outside and be free. But if you're not, they're like, wear masks, you heathen. As you should. But it was really fun. I don't think that the masks really affected our experience this year versus any other year where we didn't have a panorama. I really don't think that it affected us at all, actually, besides like the slight mask on, mask off, or when we'd see like during the joust, there's like hundreds of people cluttered together. We were like, oh. Bananon. But I really don't feel like it affected too much of our fun either, because we still went to the shops we wanted to see. We still did archery. We still watched the jousting. We still looked at weapons and things for LARP and for decorating our walls. We still looked at lots of different things just for the fun of it, and did many different things for the fun of it. And I don't think it was barely any different than any of the other years I had gone to Ren Fair. So there is something so incredibly mystical and magical about Ren Fairs that is very different than other events. I think it's mostly because you see people who are just doing their own different things. You see actors who are being paid to be there to act and work at the Ren Fair, but then you see other people who are acting and role-playing who are not a part of the Ren Fair, and they're basically LARPing at the event, and that's really interesting. I think that part's interesting because you have people who you can interact with, and it won't break their immersion simply because most of us are dressed up in our garb and doing the thing, so
Good people, are you ready? Yeah!
But I think a lot of the magic also comes from the fact that Ren Fairs just tend to draw so many different people to the event. People who maybe they love old sailors' tales and shanties, or maybe they love the historical costuming, or maybe it's the entire culture of it all. The meshing of modern world and then slowly coming into this Renaissance era. There was, of course, lots of people with flower crowns, and yes, we are in fact flower crown buddies, because there's also something to be said about people who do not dress up for Ren fairs, or people who really come not really for the immersion, but I feel like they don't come to be a part of the story. They come to in person watch the story take place. And whether or not a story is happening in front of them, possibly to them, one is happening. They're watching people role play over here. They're watching people, I don't know, eating turkey legs and old cuisines from the Renaissance era in garb. And to them, it just looks like they stepped into a historical place. It's like they stepped into their favorite Netflix show of the Renaissance era, and that has to be pretty darn fun too. I feel like no matter what, Ren Fair has always been a magical place. Even now, in the center of a pandemic, I feel like Ren Fairs are just a blast from the past, as they should be, as they are. If you hear me breathing, it is because of the kicked up dust and dirt that I have breathed in the entirety of the day yesterday. Also, I am asthmatic, so I was rushing a lot and walking quite a bit, over 12,000 steps. As my friend said, he was like, I walked 12,000 steps, and we walked with you. So we probably walked 12,000 steps. And I was like, oh, Lord. We walked a lot. But also, he was like, when he blew his nose, he was like, there was like black things in it. So I was like, we breathed in a lot of not so cool things. So our breathing is a little heavy. Also, I'm asthmatic, so I haven't fully recovered from asthma. It was also nice to be able to get out of the house. I mean, a lot of us nowadays, we get out of the house to go to a grocery store, or maybe we want to get like food from the drive-through or blah blah, but we don't really go do things that are like fun. So it was really nice to be able to go and do that, because more people are vaccinated, and it was outside, so it felt like a little bit of freedom, being able to go and actually have fun. It was like, it was exactly like freedom. I call it Hussy Fest.
No, that's what he's calling it.
Yeah,
That is not what it's called.
At all.
Take a breather.
Too much people. My stress is going on like 9,000.
Because there's so many people?
Too many people.
He walked up on you like, I'm about to throw you down.
I know, I can feel his spirit right behind my back, and I'm like, wow, he's offended.
Didn't even tell me.
Rocky!
Welsh, run!
Oh my god.
Yes, queen.
Yes, king. We stand.
We stand.
As you should, king.
I thought they were about to do it.
These little ones have dragons in them.
I know, aren't they cute?
Oh, these little ones are cute.
I feel like that too.
Wait, what? Okay, Jacques, when I turned on my recording, it like started on your butt, so I'm so sorry.
But did my butt look good?
Yes.
Hey.
It absolutely did. No worries there.
My bad. That's why I'm too tall.
I know, why did you squat?
Because I'm too tall. I have to like aim really low to not hit the top.
Yeah. I don't know. You're right. I know it wasn't much, but that's all I basically wanted to talk to you about or share with you. So I really hope that you enjoy the rest of the video, if there even is a rest of the video. And if not, then I will talk to you all later. Thank you for being here with me. Make sure you follow me on all forms of social media, and if you want to become a patron, you can. And thank you also to my wonderful patrons for always having my back. And you can also follow me on Twitch. All right, I'll see you all later. Bye. Did I do it that time?
Those two are the worst people ever. Look at them and their bullying faces.